You are not watching an election start. You are watching a political machine deploy. Before most Americans have even started paying attention to the 2026 midterms, the donor class is already moving. We have reports now that the Soros family is reportedly leading Democratic donors with over $102 million already pushed into the fight. We're in June. Now, in the Navy, especially in the submarine force, we understood something most people never see. The battle starts long before the first shot. It starts with positioning, logistics, money, communications, and influence. And that's exactly what this guy right here is buying. That's what he's trying to do across America. It worked in New York. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and more importantly, that bell notification so that you know when information like this is being put out. We have to stay on top of this game. I need to keep you aware of what's happening so that you can keep an eye out for me and send me things to cover. It worked with this Democrat socialist agenda. It worked with the Mamdani machine, and politics work the same way across the country. So today we're going to follow the money because the 2026 midterms were already being shaped before the American people have even asked what they want. We are not even to our 250th celebration. We know what the Democrat socialists want. They want to kick out the old Democrat Party. That's a thing of the past. And the guy right here and his son, they want to make wholesale changes across America. And I'm not sure if we have the gunpowder to fight back, but we're damn sure going to try. And it says here, what happened to fighting the oligarchy? You've heard Bernie Sanders talking about all the rich oligarchs, and they're all horrible. They're all basically the worst people on the planet, unless they're bankrolling these Democrat socialists, like Zoran, like these three clowns that won these offices in New York, like the AOCs, like the Jayapals, like the Rokanas, like the Thomas Masseys. They're all bad unless they're sending money that way. Now, we've got more reports here, and this is well documented. The Soros family leads Democratic donors with $102.8 million in the midterms. We're not even 4th of July. The contributions detailed in a Washington Post analysis of Federal Election Commission flows mostly through Democracy PAC, which Alex Soros now leads. He gave $52 million via his firm, while $50 million came from a nonprofit where Alex serves as director. These nonprofits are profitable for someone, plus his personal $140,000 donation to candidates like Senators Warnock and Ossoff. They're down in Georgia. Georgia's a battleground. Georgia's up for grabs. They know it. Stacey Abrams has, basically made it that way. This marks the first full cycle under Alex's direction, putting them on track to top their 2022 record of $128 million amid broader mega donor donations exceeding $1.37 billion as Congress hangs in the balance. Now, critics question the spending, while defenders note Republicans lead overall with donors like Elon Musk and other venture capitalists. So when the Republicans do it, we have to melt down. When the Democrats do it, it's okay as long as it is this guy, Mr. Soros. This is Rita Panay. She's from Australian Sky News. The most dangerous and destructive man in America, George Soros, has funneled $103 million into the midterms. Now, if the Democrats do win the midterms, the first thing they're going to do, and I'll lay this out for you, they are going to basically throw a complete roadblock on the current administration. They are going to shut down everything they can and make the last 2 years of the president's term basically a lame duck session where it just comes to a screeching halt, nothing happens. Inflation's going to go back up. They're going to pull the purse strings for him to do anything in Iran. That means gas prices are going to go back up. We're going to be at the ransom of the pirates in Iran. That's what's going to happen. And I believe a guy like George Soros is going to laugh all the way to the bank. Just the thought of it makes me sick to my stomach. This is an article from the New York Post. George Soros funneled 103 million. We know that. And it's only going to get worse because more of them are going to come out of the woodwork in supporting this. And there would be nothing that would make these people happier than to do that to the president. This is kind of funny. Today, President Biden awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. This goes back to January 4th, 2025. Joe Biden gave the Presidential Medal of Freedom to George Soros. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you believe this? He gave it to Bono, Ralph Lauren, Lionel Messi, George Stephen, Denzel Washington, Magic Johnson, Robert Francis Kennedy, posthumously. That was the father of RFK Jr. Michael J. Fox, we know what he's done. But Hillary Rodham Clinton also got one of these Presidential Medals of Freedom. So that in itself should tell you there's not a lot of weight in these things. But there's multiple articles, this is coming out everywhere, that how much influence George Soros has purchased. He's a Jewish, Austrian-born Jew. And he's very famous for basically pretending to be a Christian and turning in fellow Jews to the Germans. That's right. That is exactly what this guy is known for. That's basically how he became so hated. But the Godfather returns. I haven't really seen this guy publicly. He's not made any public appearances, but he doesn't really need to because the cash does the talking for him. And his son also married Huma Abedin, one of Hillary Clinton's longtime advisors. She was married before to Anthony Weiner. She is Palestinian. Now she's married George Soros' son, Alex, who's also Jewish by birth. So we have a Palestinian married to a Jewish person, which is in itself a conundrum. But they're bigger fish to fry. And the fish to fry, hopefully they want Donald Trump on tap. But I've yet to see any Democrats, any Mamdanis, any of these other squad members that squelch, cry, and whine about big money getting involved whenever it, suits them. It is the, good for the goose, but not for the gander. Now, Katie Miller, this is Stephen Miller's wife. She points this out very well. Tell me more about billionaires buying our elections. George Soros and son have funneled a targeted, staggering 103 million into the midterms. We are 5 months out. This is going to be an absolute slobber knocker of a midterm. Look at this. Funded by oligarchs, the No Kings rallies, Warren Buffett, the Ford Foundation, the Rockefellers, the Soros, and the Tides for a total of 294 million into the No Kings rallies. Is that what you're expecting? And there's a lot of people that are upset with this. But I don't know how we get past this. And they all point to the Musk donations. A lot of them counterpoint with that. Well, I'll tell you this. The only reason that we have the ability right now to speak to you is because of Elon Musk. He pays more taxes than any other man in the world. He lives in the United States. George Soros does not. George Soros is paying taxes somewhere. It's not coming here. But he's put a lot of money into the campaigns to get rid of that. Now, in and amongst all of this, we have another battle in itself brewing here in the United States. And it's the conservative battle to get rid of the filibuster, to nuke the filibuster and pass the SAVE Act. We have 5 months to save this election. We have 5 months to get these elections with some level of integrity. And I hope it gets passed. The filibuster right now is basically being blockaded by John Thune and Senator Cornyn. I would say Rand Paul is also. We got Lisa Murkowski, Mitch McConnell, Susan Collins. We have a laundry list of other senators that are not getting involved in this. Now, apparently, this morning, Anna Paulina Luna came out and said that there are 22 members of Congress that said they will not pass a damn thing on legislation until we get the SAVE Act passed. And I really commend her for that. I don't agree with her on some things, but if we can get this passed, if we could get this down the road, after 30 years in politics, Senator John Thune proves to be nothing but a coward. Pass the SAVE Act.
And I just wish we lived in a country where the media gave to 1/10 a damn as much about Americans who were murdered and brutalized and savagely killed, beaten to death, as they did about whether illegal aliens that we all agree are illegal aliens should get 1,000,000 days in court and 1,000,000 trials and 1,000,000 this and 1,000,000 that. There's 15 million illegal aliens that violently enter the country. If every one of them got the trial that you're asking for, it would take us centuries to remove them. Centuries. We'd be talking about this in 300-400 years. Their great-great-great-grandchildren would be the ones representing them in court. That's how long it would take. Illegal aliens who come to our country have to be removed, and they have to be removed quickly, and that is an essential component of having something that we like to call a country.
I don't believe we have a country unless we have sovereignty. And to have sovereignty, you have to be able to eject people that come to your country illegally. Now, if the Soros-backed Democrat machine wins, we know that's not going to be part of the plan. We know that's not going to be the way that America operates. And the Soros money is moving. The Democrat socialists are taking over the Democrat Party. They are getting rid of the old has-beens like the Schumers, like the Pelosi's. The new party of the Democrat socialists is AOC, Mamdani. That is Jayapal. This is the Squad, Tlaib, Ilhan Omar. That is the Democrat Party that most of you don't recognize. And sadly, that's just the way it is. And it's not long before they're all gone. This is an article from The Hill. You're next. Democrats discover the mob has a mind of its own. You can't have a pet snake without it eventually biting you. They have no sense of feelings. And this is AOC basically laying down the gauntlet to Chuck Schumer. AOC would love nothing more than to take Chuck Schumer's Senate seat and then put Zohran Mamdani right into her congressional seat. And I believe that is a real possibility. There was a rally where they were chanting, "You're next," towards Hakeem Jeffries, towards Chuck Schumer. Hakeem Jeffries has not been able to control the Democrat Party, sadly, like the way that Nancy Pelosi did. Like Nancy Pelosi or not, she ruled with an iron fist on the Democrat Party, and there was no one that would go against her. Now, we have more stuff here. This is coming from Jake Tapper. I want you to listen to a little bit of this where he talks about what their real plans are.
But let's begin with the bombshell ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court this week, which gives the Trump administration the authority to end TPS, or temporary protected status, for immigrants living here who fled armed conflict in their home countries and are here legally, or at least they were. The ruling has sent more than 350,000 immigrants from Haiti and Syria into something of a state of panic as they prepare for.
According to the Geneva Convention, you are supposed to seek asylum in your nearest neighboring peaceful country. Haiti, nearest neighboring peaceful country, would be Dominican Republic. It's all one island. One side of the island looks like the Garden of Eden. That's the Dominican Republic. The other is Sodom and Gomorrah. That's Haiti. If they were going to seek asylum, they should seek asylum in the nearest neighboring country. That would be the Dominican Republic, the DR. Now, Syria, miles away, on another continent. How do they rightfully gain the ability to seek asylum in the United States according to the Geneva Convention? There is no way that that should be happening. They should be seeking neighboring country like Turkmenistan, like Kazakhstan. That's where they should be seeking asylum, not here in the United States. But if the Soros-backed Democrat socialists win, you know that's what it's going to be.
Possible deportations back to Haiti and Syria amid questions about how and when the Department of Homeland Security will act. Joining us now is the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Markwayne Mullin, who joins us.
So these same people, when President Trump called Haiti an S-hole, freaked out. But now they're sending them back. Oh, the country's too bad. We can't go back. So is it an S-hole or is it not?
This from his home in Oklahoma. Thanks so much for joining us, Mr. Secretary. So more than 350,000 people from Haiti and Syria who have lived and worked legally in this country under TPS.
Not legally.
Will you be deporting all of them? Will they be all deported back to their home countries, Haiti and Syria? And when will these deportations start? Will it be immediately?
Well, Jake, first of all, temporary protective status was never intended to be permanent. And there's a lot
Yeah, the whole term temporary means temporary.
of people that came over here 15, 20 years ago underneath TPS that's already changed their status. The whole time these individuals have been here underneath the temporary protective status, they could have applied for a visa. They could have applied for a LPR. They could have applied for different directions, but the status itself can be ended in its name itself by saying temporary. So
They did not want to apply for permanent residency because then they would have had to pay taxes. Then they would have had to follow laws governing them. It's temporary. It is a 3-card Monte game that we can't win. Now, there's another group that's getting involved in all of this, and this is China. China has matched Anthropic, Claude in cybersecurity, resetting the AI race. And part of this is these other countries sending their best and brightest here. And by doing this, they are basically manipulating what we have in our country as far as cyber warfare. They are bringing in people here. They're sending them through our colleges, through our education system. They're getting them educated here, and then they are sending secrets back to China. That's how they win so many of these races with technology, because it's basically just stolen technology. We've got another clip here from Chris Murphy. Listen to this. He makes the claim that President Trump is trying to rig the election by only having American citizens voting in it. Is that rigging it whenever it's just the people that should be?
And joining me now is Democratic Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut. He's the author of the new book, Crisis of the Common Good. Senator Murphy, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Let's first off start with your reaction to the latest primary results out of New York. You've heard President Trump say that these candidates aren't socialists. He's gone as far as to call them communists. As someone who identifies as a progressive, is this a moment of reckoning for establishment Democrats?
It should be. The Democrat Party is splintering. They have a civil war happening right now within the Democrat Party.
Oh, I think you're going to have different candidates being nominated in New York City and suburban Connecticut. This is a party that is also nominated and won with candidates like Abigail Spanberger and Mikey Sherrill. I want us to be a Big Tent party. I mean, I've been saying this for years. I think that it's actually a sign of a party that is alive and growing when there's a contest of ideas inside the party. So
it's a party that's alive and growing when there's a contest of ideas backed by Soros. Let's get more Democrat socialists in there. There's a lot of us that understand really what's happening with this game, and a lot of us that understand how dangerous this is. This is a very, very dangerous game that is being played.
Thousands of Haitian immigrants. He says what the Trump administration is doing with the Haitian community is a mistake. Joining us now, Ohio Republican Governor Mike DeWine. Governor, you just heard Secretary Mullen defend the decision. You say it's a mistake. What's your take?
Well, I think it's a mistake for a number of reasons. First of all, to go back to what you were just discussing, you cannot fly into Port-au-Prince today. U.S. carriers are prohibited from going in there. They've extended that ban. Federal officials in the United States have extended that ban into September now, and it's been there for a long time. The reason they can't go in there is because these gang leaders who control a good part of Haiti today shoot at the planes when they come in. So that's certainly one thing. You pointed out, advisories, heavy advisories. U.S. citizens do not.
This is the same governor of Ohio that has just stopped or said he would allow mail-in ballots. Does that sound like a Republican governor in today's current climate? It doesn't to me. I hope you enjoyed this video, the rundown of exactly what's happening, how serious of an election that we're going to in the midterms with the Soros money machine printing cash and distributing it to all of the people that don't really care for America. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching.